Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
hello, hello.
Hello.
Come in the booth.
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
Give us some kisses.
And put
Press.
some stars, some
Yeah,
stars.
we need those stars. We need to get paid. Support the mission.
Exactly. If you missed last episode, that was season 2, episode 2, with Paula Glover talking about equity and energy, go to our YouTube channel at Power 52 Official
Mhm.
and check that out. Um, and check out all of last season,
Oh,
all
yeah.
of the
Share the episodes. We have a lot of great information that can be shared.
right, right. And we have our guest here,
Woohoo!
What
Welcome
up?
to the
Mr.
booth.
Jamar Giddings.
What
Mhm.
up?
Mhm.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
That's right.
Right,
He's in the
right.
house, world renowned.
We're now.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's going on? What is going on?
So BRICS is what they're calling themselves. So these BRICS countries propose to introduce a new currency. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa plan to transition to a digital currency and stop using domestic currencies
All together.
altogether. So all
Wow.
of
Okay.
those 5 countries, they'll have their own digital currency. um, so the new currency will not defend or back or support the US dollar or the euro.
Okay.
Um, and those countries are grouped together because they're recognized as the top 5 leading emerging
Mm.
economies
All
and
right.
are expected to dominate the global economy by 2050.
What?
So they're basically trying to shift the power
Mm-hmm.
early,
Mm.
from the United States and Europe and all that to
Yeah.
those 5.
But you
So
know what? They could be front runners in the cryptocurrency. And if that
Yeah.
happens, that's significant. That's
Yeah.
major.
I
yeah,
mean,
That's a
I
major
thought we were
move.
kind of moving towards that anyway. I mean, cash isn't king anymore.
mhm,
It's all about credit. So it
right,
ain't a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
money moving around
right.
anyway. The dollar hasn't been backed by gold or anything like that in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
mm-mm.
So I think Europe might still be, I have to check that. But I
Oh.
think still by silver, but
Uh-huh.
they see even that because they're still backed by silver, it's still issues with it with
Oh my
their,
goodness.
so it is, I don't know if I
All the money we saving, I
right,
don't
but it's
know.
like with,
I
You
I don't,
save it. I
right.
mean,
but I don't know, like them being the economic powers, because it's gonna cause so many different other issues. You already see how Russia acts. You
Oh
already
my
hear
mm-hmm.
about
goodness.
Yeah.
China and how they run their government. In South Africa, you hear about their corruption and stuff. So I don't.
Well, I don't
It,
know. It's going to be interesting,
It's
but
exactly.
I
definitely
think
going to
that,
be interesting.
yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying, it's a power move because to have all these countries come together,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right.
something that's never been done before.
Mhm.
So we're gonna
Right. I
see.
guess so. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So Cardi B, Offset, and their 2 kids are set to star in a movie. So, the family is set to star in an upcoming Paramount Plus movie called Baby Shark's Big Movie.
Oh,
So you remember the song that was like viral some years ago,
yes.
Oh
Baby
Uh-huh.
Shark.
God.
So
Yeah.
they Nickelodeon made it into
Mm-hmm.
a TV show, and so
Right.
now they're making it into a movie. So they were featured on an episode of the Baby Shark show, and they are going to basically reprise their roles. So Cardi
Mhm.
B as Sharky B, off
Oh, that's cute.
Offset as Off Shark, Culture as Culture Sharky,
Okay.
and then their son, the youngest one, he's being a new addition to the cast, as his name is
Wait.
Wave, and so his name is going to be Wavy Shark.
That's good. That's
So
another power move. The
so
Yeah,
kids
that's
getting
a great
in.
power move, and
right,
I
Yeah,
like it. You like to see us in positive,
right.
positive
definitely.
images of us. Like, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
and I was talking
too.
to somebody earlier. I was saying at first I did not like Cardi B, like when she was
Oh,
on Love and Hip Hop. I said
oh
Ah,
she was just loud
yeah.
and ignorant, but
Uh-huh.
now she really has somewhat evolved. She's still genuinely herself, and just how she expresses herself. But uh, I think she really has toned down some of those
Right. Well, she's
actions that
grown.
right.
Yeah.
And I
As a person,
and
she's
just
not
how she
single.
just, has evolved. I do like how she's evolved and all that. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've always liked Cardi B.
okay,
I've always,
okay.
I know she just seemed extremely genuine. Like whoever she
Yeah.
Right.
was, she always just seemed that
Right,
way.
right,
You
right.
know.
She's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be her. That's all good.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Donald Trump, y'all.
Donald Trump.
He's in the news again. He became a historic first. So
Mm-hmm.
last week, Trump became the first former US president to be charged with a crime.
Yeah.
Yep, the 45th president was indicted this Tuesday with 34 felony counts of falsifying business documents in the first degree. Somebody tell me who's surprised out there.
Exactly.
I'm not
Trump
surprised.
Trump allegedly altered documents after an investigation into him paying off adult film actress Stormy Daniels to cover up their alleged affair prior to the 2016 election. Allegedly. And I say that in
Allegedly.
all
Yeah.
So
caps.
say
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yes,
Yeah.
allegedly. So Trump pleaded not guilty. So, what do you think will happen? What will be the result of all this?
I mean, 34 counts. They got it. What if none of them stick?
One of them
They're
got
gonna make
you.
they're gonna make him king, and
Exact.
we're gonna be away from
Oh my
democracy, and
goodness.
Right.
you know,
Yeah, I think his well, Trump, he has no filter. So him and his attorneys basically saying this is politically motivated and it really is not gonna stand and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Cause I'm like, if they I don't know. I think they gonna get him.
You think they're going to do
I
something? I
think
mean,
they
it's
might
so
get him.
many other things they
yeah,
could get him for to,
Right.
to get him
yeah,
on this.
That's
I
why
yeah,
just,
they had to get him on that.
right. Oh, well,
yeah. It's
yeah.
something,
But
you
I
know.
wonder what what would he get? I mean,
I think they're gonna probably pursue jail time. I think they don't want him to run for president again. So I think jail time is gonna be his portion.
And so,
okay.
if it's a political move, it could be on both sides because I think the Republican Party is kind of moving towards DeSantis. You know,
Oh,
Oh,
the one
yeah.
from
mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Florida.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
they might be
goodness.
kind of like we just
Yeah, let's get him out the
yeah.
way
Mhm.
to move in
Mhm.
this direction.
Yeah, and but the I don't know if we want to see DeSantis.
I
I don't
know.
know if we want to
It's like
see
if you
any.
well with the Republican Party, darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Yeah.
Listen.
Hmm.
But so this is really going to trip y'all out. So Diddy pays Sting royalties every day for sampling his song. Now I know all of y'all watching knows Combs sampled Sting's 1983 song Every Breath You Take on his 1997 single I'll Be Missing You. Y'all know that.
Mhm.
So Puffy
Yeah.
pays Sting. Now y'all listen to this. $5,000 a day in royalties for
Mhm.
sampling the song. So let's just do the math here. Come on, Lo, do the math.
Now you know I ain't know.
365 days a year times 26 years. That equals 9,490 days times 5,000.
Oh
Okay.
my
Drum
God.
roll.
Brr.
$47,450,000.
Just in those 26 years.
So I wonder how much money that a record made.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, that's a
We
good
needed to look
question.
Yeah,
that up.
yeah. They in
That's a
the
Yeah.
good question.
are they in the red
But
on this?
that
Yeah.
song, you always, especially I feel like that's a summer song, even though it's a little sad.
Right.
Like in the summer, you really hear them playing that on the radio. So they
Yeah.
have made some
I
good
haven't
money
heard
off
that
that
song in a
song.
long
That's
time.
crazy though.
Hmm.
That is
47 like
crazy.
how
And
I
then especially now because streams and stuff, and
oh
yeah,
yeah.
so
I want to know. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
look that up and get
streams
back
aren't
to
any. I mean, you can't really make money on streams.
yeah.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, so
mm,
yeah,
I
it's
don't
a lot.
know.
So Kanye West and his school, Donda Academy, is being sued.
Okay.
So two former teachers are suing West and the private Christian school. So the two black female teachers said they were fired as retaliation for notifying authorities for alleged education, health, and safety violations because of their race.
What? Oh
I
girl.
thought that was a
That
little
sounds a little
crazy.
Were they
familiar,
white
though.
teachers or something?
No, they're black
Oh.
female teachers. Black female teachers.
Oh.
So, according to TMZ, the teachers were hired earlier this year and began to quickly notice multiple unlawful education practices, health and safety violations, and unusual rules at the school. The pair alleged that the only lunch option available to students is sushi,
What?
and they say that pays over $10,000. I think it might be a week or something like that for the sushi at the school,
What?
allegedly. And
All right
not
now.
only that, the students are not allowed to bring any outside food or drink in unless it's water.
What in
Okay.
the
They also
world?
allege that the students are not allowed to sit in chairs. They either have to be forced to stand or sit on foam cushions. Um, and
What
it's
is
several
happening?
other allegations. When I tell you
That is
several other,
bananas.
What
like
in
they
the
said, like
world?
I
all
thought they had closed.
That is
right,
bananas.
right. There's
Like,
so many. Like they say that the classes aren't allowed to take place on the second level of the school because West is afraid to go up the steps or something like that.
Oh my
It's so
gosh.
many different crazy allegations in this. It's like
What in the
you don't
world?
know if it's because Kanye West is very eccentric and out there. You don't know if it's true
Or if
or
it's
if
made
it's
up.
like
Yeah.
right,
Oh
right.
my
who
So
knows?
goodness.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
right,
That
right.
is
So
very crazy.
you don't know what to believe. Like like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's so many things going on in this world. I just don't even know what to do. It's
Right.
like, what is well, so I remember he went and bought up as much Balenciaga as he could just to then rebrand it
right.
with Yay or something that he was
Mhm.
rebranding
Right.
it
So
as.
And
he will. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
exactly.
I wouldn't put it past him, but I
Right.
don't know.
Right. So they also say like they can't wear from head to toe. It has to be all black. They can't wear Nike or Adidas branded anything. So
What?
it's just so much stuff that they
So wait
are
a minute.
alleging.
But,
Is it
like,
tuition to go?
But so
there?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and this is why I'm like so confused right now because back when that whole deal dropped with
Right.
him, I thought something happened to the school, and they got a lot of backlash because I don't think that they're accredited, and there were
Mhm.
families saying, "Well, you knew you brought your kids into this school knowing that it was a different school. Like it
Mm.
comes with all that comes with West. Like
Right.
Mhm.
it's more like
Right.
an arts type school. We're gonna put
Right.
you in the positions with who you need to know, not necessarily like that high school, middle school type.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah,
an
like the
Yeah.
curriculum ain't the
Uh-huh.
same like
yeah.
that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so now
Kinda like
hearing some,
Waldorf, maybe,
yeah.
yeah.
And
But
so
they
now
say
hearing
that's the
some of this
issue.
is like you parents knew. So if it's parents doing it, it's kind of like, but you
Right.
signed them up for
And
that.
so they say like these two teachers are also alleging that basically when it's recess because it goes to pre-K to 12th grade.
Oh
So
my
they said,
goodness.
I don't know how this is, but all of those grades have a recess and it's all at the same time.
What in the world?
So
Okay, shut him down.
so
Yeah, that's a
That's
whole
chaotic.
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's too
that's
much
too
for
much.
me.
it's so many different allegations that these teachers are alleging. So I didn't even get to the part to understand really how they're trying to sue him for racial discrimination.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I just thought that was crazy because
Yeah.
Kanye West is black, they're black. So I'm like, how is that racial discrimination?
I
So,
have very
I don't
Unless
know.
the people operating the school
Oh
are
yeah, that might be true.
Caucasian or other
Mhm.
races, but that would be interesting.
Or
So-
a lot of times he feels like what is right is good. I mean, what is white is good.
Mhm.
So maybe
Right.
he's hired a bunch of white people and he's discriminating
Mm.
against black people based
Mm.
on because we do that to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
It's like,
So-
oh, they're white, so it's better.
Yeah, that Kool-Aid is colder.
Right.
Do we have any comments in the booth?
He should have got permission from Sting.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why yeah, that's
Pay
right there.
50
It's
million.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, without further ado, let's get this show started. right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Right now we have a good friend of mine. Good. We
A
go way back.
good friend.
So,
That's my people.
PJ is going to introduce him.
I'm gonna try to just read a little bit of the bio.
You know, it's so
So
massive, right?
exactly. So Jamar Giddings, known to the world as Fly Fly, is that right?
Fly, fly.
Fly
Fly,
Fly.
fly.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, Fly Fly of the internationally acclaimed rap group Sparrow the Movement has been recording music professionally since 1992. He released with former group The Runaway Slaves a Baltimore club classic entitled Booty Mission. Yo Yo Where You Yes.
You ain't gotta say
That's-
it.
We didn't talk about
I
that.
forgot where I was for a second. um
Yeah.
but Jamar has worked with Atlantic Records. He is internationally known, like we said, and he does not see himself as just after being saved in 1990 in the late 1990s. He doesn't see himself as just a Christian artist or gospel artist, but just a straight hip hop artist. And so we're going to get a little bit into that conversation.
So
And yeah,
you know what? It's
Yeah.
one thing that he left off of that bio. He's a dancer.
Yes.
Also.
Oh, yeah.
yes, he's one of the members of
Oh,
Baltimore's Baltimore's most famous dance group,
Yes,
Total
Total
Chaos.
Chaos. Woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo,
Right,
woo.
Total
right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
big shout out to Total
And we're gonna get
Big
into
Chaos.
all
shout
of
out
that.
to them. Lee Trey, Bruce, Dion, Danny, rest in
Yes,
peace, Jolly,
yes.
Greg Ice.
Oh my
They my
goodness.
brothers.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So uh, just because. Well, first of all, tell us about yourself. Even though I know a lot of it, but about your upbringing and how
Yeah.
you got into music, or
Yeah,
just the
well,
arts.
yeah, well, just we my family moved to Baltimore when I was really young, but we still spent a lot of our time in New York. So my family lived in the South Bronx, and that's basically where hip hop started sprouting
Right.
and building,
Mhm.
and that's where I really fell in love with hip hop. That's where, because I was seeing it from the beginning. I mean, I was too young to actually experience it, to be in the jam when they jammed in the park, because when it got dark, I had to go in the house. But
Mhm.
I experienced it. I seen the white people coming out taking pictures, like, oh, what is this?
Mhm.
This thing that's coming up in the uptown of the Bronx. What's going on here? So they were out taking pictures, and in the staircases taking pictures of graffiti, and at the jams in the park taking pictures of the speakers and the
Mm.
rappers, and I was experiencing all of this, like, this is amazing. What is this
Mhm.
that's budding? And I just fell in love with it before it even became like a
Mainstream.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just on tapes,
Yeah.
because my cousins and my uncles, they would have the tapes, and I could hear it
Mm.
and listen to it, and it was just amazing to
So
be a
So you
part of it.
basically grew up with hip hop.
yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
And
your
so
whole life.
yeah,
yeah, and so when
definitely.
you were experiencing that, I mean, just watching it, did you ever think you would be an MC?
I didn't think that I could. I it was something that amazed me, and these were, people that the world would never know, that were just larger than life to me, and I was like, I can't do that. I mean, these were the cool
Mhm.
guys, right? They
Mm.
were the cool dudes. They were the dudes that kind of weren't in the gangs, but the gangs respected them. Like, these were the and to
Mm.
see this, like, how could they afford this equipment? Like, it
Mm.
was just something I never thought that I could do, but I truly admired it, and I wanted to do it, but I was like, I can't do
Oh my
that.
goodness. And so like what artists, like, okay, you saying I can't do this, but then what was that point that you said, oh my goodness, like that artist let me know I
Mhm.
can. What catapulted your career? Like, okay, I can do this now.
The native tongue movement. That's why I'm kind of, I got the Banana Republic vest, Banana Republic hat.
Mhm.
I mean, the Jungle Brothers. Seeing they a video they had go straight out the jungle. They were wearing the Banana Republic vests, and they look like I was like, wow, they look like me. Because
Mhm.
Mhm.
before that it was like Eric being Rakim with the MCM suits, and
Mhm.
Run DMC with the Adidas sweatshirts with the big dookie ropes.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
like that's, I seen it, and it's like, but that, and it was in the neighborhood. I went to school with people that dressed like that, but
Mhm.
that wasn't who I was. And I didn't see myself in it.
Mhm.
But seeing the Jungle Brothers and then hearing the De La Soul 3 Feet High and Rising album, it's like, wow, like you can just have fun, like you can
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
talk about, hanging out with your friends. You can just talk about girls. Like before that, it was just, you either making a song about a dance or how much money you got. And the
Mhm.
native tongue movement kind of they just changed that for me.
Mm.
Wow. And so, okay, so you're in New York, you transition to Baltimore, and then I know because I know how y'all New Yorkers are. You come to B more, and y'all like to look down on B more. Come on now,
it
y'all know how
it
y'all. Oh,
kind
they
of
whack, they whack.
I
So
I
what
gotta
was that?
admit, I was a little arrogant as far as hip
Oh.
hop goes, because
Mhm.
I'm like I'm they don't know hip hop like I know it,
Mhm.
but I got humbled because hip hop is spread so rapidly that it was everywhere, and it
Mm.
was people
Mhm.
here that loved it just as much as I did, and respected the culture just as much as I did. I mean, I remember when I wasn't really confident in my rhymes, so I would say little raps that I heard on tapes in New York because nobody had heard it, right? But I got caught out there. A guy named Omar, his rhyme name is Lab Tech
He was
One. He was like,
capping, young
I
folk.
heard
He
that.
was capping.
He was like, nah. He was like, nah. I know you can rap though. So what you do is go write something that you wrote and let me hear that.
Oh
And
my
so
Mhm.
and that just pulled me out. I was like, you know what? I can't even front no more. I'm a be confident in what I'm doing.
So when you so did you notice the difference? Because you know how with hip hop you really hear like regionally it's differences in like
Oh
people's
yeah.
flows, and so when you like could you tell the difference between like New York being like the originator and then Baltimore? Could you tell the difference between that, or was there any difference?
Well, at that time, like earlier, like the early '90s and stuff like that, dudes here they were kind of rapping. That like New York was the standard.
Mm.
So that was how you rap. But then when different people came out, Eight Ball and MJG, and you know when the South really started emerging, then was like, oh, you
Mhm.
everybody doesn't rap the same.
Mhm.
Mm.
Now more than ever, it just seemed like everybody with how cable TV and everything.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now everything is just it. Cable TV basically made us all one hood. So everybody. I remember early in my career, I was touring and I went to New Orleans to do a show, and you could see the difference between New Orleans dudes and dudes up north. But now
Mm.
you can't really tell, because
Mhm.
everybody is kind of the same,
Mm.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah. So when you okay, so you came to Baltimore. I'm trying to still get into this transition thing. So did you start, rapping first, or how did you get on the dance scene?
Mhm.
the dance scene was really because I was like, okay, I can dance really well. I used to watch videos all the time, so I would memorize and practice all of the dances in my living room because I didn't really know
Mm.
nobody.
Right.
Um, so I was going to school one day. A guy named Cameron, you remember
Mhm.
Cameron?
Mhm.
He started going to my school, and I was dancing out in front of the school. He was like, "Oh, you know, you can." He was like, he wound up taking me down Godfrey's,
Mhm. Okay.
and then that
That
was
was
the
history.
that was
Mhm.
the rest is history. I was hooked, and from that point, I was a dancing fool. But I
Mhm.
always did it. I used to dance for my family when I was a kid. My family called me JJ. Like, dance, do that dance, do this dance.
Mm.
And so I would do that. But I got serious about it once I started going out to the clubs, and I felt like maybe this can be a way into the rap game because I started dancing for Kevin Lyles. He was
The new
yeah,
marks.
in the New Marks, and they
I
had
saw it raw yesterday.
yeah, yeah. So I was dancing for them, and but that kind of dispelled. But I felt like maybe dancing could be a way in because I've always just been an artsy person. I sat by the radio all the time, listening to all the music, dancing, and kind of just taking all that in. And
And that's
that's
all
kind
right.
of
Yeah,
yeah.
because I remember. So even with Total Chaos, you guys had touched a little bit into the rap scene, just a little
Yeah,
bit. Girls be
yeah.
loving it. Shout out.
Yeah, yeah, that because they wanted to do that too. Like Lee Trey and Bruce were like, well, we need to add rap into these dance routines. So we did a few shows, down Godfrey's and other places where
And
we
they went to the
actually
Apollo.
rhymed too. Yeah, we
Yeah.
added rap and incorporated it into it so that we can become more rounded. Yeah,
Right.
Mhm.
So I don't think people like. I think sometimes we, especially now, because it's not as prominent, we overlook the dance part in hip hop.
Oh
Oh my
yeah, for
Like
God.
and the
sure.
influences that
Yeah.
Oh
dance
my
had in hip hop.
goodness.
Like now, ain't nobody dancing.
No,
Like
nobody's dancing.
but
Right.
we kind of overlooked that.
Like Salt and
Yeah.
Pepper, they
Mhm,
were dancing. Kid and Play, they were
They were
dancing.
mhm,
dancing.
Everybody that, and
mhm,
just like you said, it used to be fun.
It used to be
mhm,
fun. I mean,
Yeah.
mhm,
in the dance culture, it does get left out, but in hip hop, you have the different art forms. Like rap is just one art
mhm,
form
Mhm.
that
mhm,
that
Mhm.
that that's incorporated into
mhm.
hip hop culture. But graffiti was really the first art
Mhm.
form.
Right.
DJing is another
Mm.
art form, and then
Mhm,
dancing is the other art
Yeah.
form.
Mhm.
But
mhm.
we kind of forget the art forms because rap is more
So yeah.
profitable now.
Right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Right.
still people
Mhm.
breakdancing contests, still graffiti everywhere, but
Mhm.
everybody say rap is hip hop, and rap is just one aspect of
Mhm.
hip
Mm.
hop.
See, I never
Mhm.
even thought about it like
Dancing
that.
is a
Yeah.
Mhm,
major
Right.
mhm,
major art form
So
in
mhm.
hip hop.
so what I've always wanted to know is about the birth of Sparrow the movement. How
Yeah.
did you form that, and just give us the history behind that?
Yeah, well, I was originally in a group called the Runaway Slaves. We had just got together because we had did Yo Where the Hoes At.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
No, you
okay.
good.
It's
No, you
Yeah,
good. You good.
yeah. We did that
Where the
record, and
holies are.
yeah, and it blew up. It blew up so big. Then was like, oh, we need to just do this. So we got signed to a major label. We recorded a full album, but we were on the label with David Bowie
Mhm,
and Just Ice,
Oh
mhm.
wow.
and David Bowie was like, iconic,
Yeah.
Right.
all kind of stuff. So they put the whole label behind David Bowie.
Mm.
Mhm,
His album flopped.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
So the label went under. It
Oh
Mhm.
was
my
like,
goodness.
so
Dang.
we, of course we couldn't put that.
What
We
label was
we didn't
this?
come out. It was Savage Records on
Oh, Savage,
BMG.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
they were
I'm
distributed
familiar.
by BMG.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that fell through. So after when that fell through, everybody just kind of started doing their own thing. Sean Caesar's doing his thing with
Mm-hmm.
DTLR and marketing and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Ty's is in Atlanta somewhere, and me, I was just like, I'm an MC. Like
Yeah.
I'm not done.
Mm-hmm.
So
I never knew Sean was in Runaway Slaves. Get
yeah,
out
it
of
was
here.
me, Sean,
Okay.
and Ty. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And wanted my friend Kevin, he introduced me to his friend Dre, who it was his frat brother. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, my man do beats. You should let him do a couple beats on your album.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were recording the album, I I got Dre to do some beats and he killed it. And
Mm.
so after we dispelled, I called Dre like, look, man, I love what you do. So why don't we just link up and just make it happen? And he was like, I'm with it. So we came together. I didn't know what the name was gonna be. I mean, I didn't know. It,
Mm-hmm.
it was just really organic. We just came together, went in the studio and just made some great music. And then one day I was riding with my homeboy Deke, and he was playing this album by Marvin Gaye called "Hear My Dear," and a song came on called "Sparrow Song," and that song touched me in such a way that I mean it goosebumps everything. I felt
Wow.
like God was speaking to me in that moment,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Sparrow is what we should be, what our name should be," and from that point, we were Sparrow the movement.
Wow.
Mhm.
And so so was this before, during, or after you changing your life or giving your life to Christ?
This was before I gave my life to Christ.
Okay.
Yep.
And so okay, so that's good, because so now I need to know, what was the music like, and then when you gave your life to Christ, how did you have to rethink that?
Mm.
Mhm.
So you ended with yo where the hose at. Then, so now was Sparrow the movement. What are you talking about? What is the feel of that album or record,
Yeah,
or
that
and then how did you transition after you gave your life to Christ?
that album, well that music, it was more militant. It was always God conscious, but it was from an angry standpoint as to like my first single was called Physics, and basically it was talking about negative and positive energy,
Mhm.
and how I can't listen to positive energy out here because it's murderers, killers. So I have to be in a position where I can defend myself. So if you want to kill me, I'll kill you first. It was that kind of thing. It was that kind of style. I had another song called Rhyme Impotence, and it was just real. It was underground, and I just wanted it to be as dope as possible. Every rhyme I write, I think about Rakim, and I
Mm.
wanted to be on that level. So that's where it was. But after I got saved, I wanted to continue to do it the way I did it, but I wanted to change the message, but
Mhm.
still do it how, because I don't. I believe that excellence will draw people more
Mm.
than me claiming something would.
Mm.
And the reason, I mean, Rakim, he didn't go around preaching to anybody about the 5% nation, any of that.
Or the poor righteous teachers.
Yeah, the
Let's talk
all the
about
poor righteous teachers, they didn't talk about that. But the fact that Rakim was so excellent, the greatest MC to ever live to me. He had us as
Mhm.
kids walking around with half moon crescents in our heads, and seven stars cutting our heads, like we don't even know what it's about.
Mm.
But we
It
this
was so dope.
it was so
Yeah.
dope that's what we did. And it's like,
Mhm.
why can't someone who's who's a disciple of Christ
Mhm.
do that?
Right.
Mhm. Without being put in this silo,
Right.
or yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I understand
it's
that.
it's 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 just about excellence. I mean, at the end of the day, Chick-fil-A is not called like Christ filet, or
Right.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
in the
Or Hobby
mainstream.
Lobby.
Right. Right, they are in the mainstream, and
Mhm.
and you could see the Christian values in their service,
Right.
Mm.
and
Mm.
you it's excellent service and
Mhm.
the best possible product. It's good chicken. I
Mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
Mhm.
you don't
Mhm.
have to. You have a law firm. You don't have to call it Jesus Associates. Be
But
excellent.
Mhm.
right. and,
You
and
know.
and so that's how we here even at Power
Mhm.
52, we
Yeah.
like to deliver excellence,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that, and we strive for that. We will drive each other crazy trying different stuff. I know I drive them crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I thought
You
I was
always been about your business,
let
though.
me tell you, and this one right here, that's mini me.
Mhm.
What?
Oh yes, Lord. I
Mhm.
prayed for this girl, and boy,
Oh
I just be like,
man.
good Lord.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, that's who you
Mhm.
want to, surround yourself
Hmm.
with everyone who's passionate and who wants
I'm about
to,
say.
put forth excellence,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and but with that, I mean, because all of us are striving, we do drive each other crazy in here, but we know that, if I'm driving her crazy or she drive me crazy, I know is that because maybe I'm slipping on something, or and vice versa. Or
Right.
even with, some of our
Vice
other
versa.
employees, it's just like, no, we just want to make sure, because you get tired, you human,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
we want to just make sure we're putting forth excellence so that
Mhm.
the community can benefit from it, so that we can impact their lives. And so just like
Absolutely.
you want to have an impact on somebody's life, so so where do you go from there? So you get saved, and wait a minute, let me go back to the sparrow movement right quick.
Okay.
So were you received here in the States?
Right.
I
Mhm.
know you have traveled a lot. Tell us
Yeah.
about that, your international
Yeah.
impact.
I mean, it's funny how it even got overseas because my first single, physics, it actually didn't do really well in the States. But it ain't like it is now where you can just send an MP3
Mhm.
anywhere. We actually took vinyl records and walked around New York for about 8 or 9 hours. I mean, I remember my back,
Jesus.
legs, feet,
That's the
everything
hustle.
hurting. But we were taking
Mhm.
these records to all of the record stores.
Mhm.
And it may have did well, I don't know. But what happened was a DJ from France flew to New
Mm.
York every once in a while to buy all the hip hop records he can.
Mhm.
So they just buy what they like. Here it's about the hype, the
Mhm.
Mhm.
marketing
Yeah.
machine. There
Mhm.
it's like, okay, is it dope? Give it here.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
he was in New York. He heard my record, listened to it, bought it, took it back to France, and that's where it originally blew up in
Wow.
Mm.
France.
So
Oh wow.
And I didn't know about it at the time because
you're here.
that yeah, and there was no the internet wasn't
Internet,
really popping
yeah.
Yeah.
like that back then. I mean, it just wasn't. But later on, when the internet started popping
Mhm.
like that, I think I found out what was going on over there in France in about 2003 maybe.
Mhm.
But I put it out in about 90 94.
Wow.
You
Oh
Wow.
know,
my
So
so
there's all
goodness.
that, like
Wow.
all those years they were just waiting,
yeah,
waiting for
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When I got over there,
They was
man, it
waiting
was
for you to
people.
show up.
Yeah, it was people like I drove because I the first show I did was in Switzerland, and it was I drove 7 hours to come, and it was
What?
so amazing and
Why
and
did
and
you do
Mhm.
that?
humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for real,
Oh
like
my
I mean, a packed
Wow.
house. I couldn't believe it, but this was the love that I was getting there.
Mhm.
That kind of here, I never had the real financial backing
Mhm.
to
Mm.
get it like it is over there here.
Wow. And
Mm.
Because
so
there I
why do
just
you
needed the
think that?
music.
Oh, okay. So what your fan base there, how is it different? I mean, is it, mostly African American or Caucasian,
Um,
demographics? What's it
caught
looking like?
a lot of white people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
but over there, I mean, it's just different. They don't even see race the way we do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You
correct.
know,
Mhm.
America just is just totally different. They don't see race like we do. Well,
Wow.
not the
Mhm.
people that we've
Encounter.
come in
Yeah.
contact with
Mhm.
overseas. Switzerland, France. I've Germany.
Wow.
That a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of them don't see
amazing.
race the way we see it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. So how would you like describe, because talking about the gospel according to hip hop. So
Mhm.
so why do you think that, I guess, I don't know how I want to ask this question. Like basically, how I guess hip hop has become vilified,
Yeah,
and like especially the
yeah.
Christians and the church. So why do you think that is? And what?
I
Yeah.
mean, the message has gone dark because in,
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, I mean, even NWA, they talked about gang violence, but it was a point to it. It was like, okay,
Mhm.
I did all of this, but now I'm
Now it's
dressed in
gospel.
county blues. Now,
Mhm.
they
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there was a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the spirit left that group when Ice Cube left that group, but
Mm.
but at one time people wanted to be righteous. When we wanted to respect women, we called Queen Latifah Queen, you know. But now, and it's kind of different. The message has really gone dark, and I just believe that the world really don't need. We don't need more gospel music. We don't need more Christian music. It's enough gospel music out there. We need more music that is gospel. You know, because gospel is good news.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
But I just wonder, everything has just gone to so left.
yeah,
What I'm saying is that, like, for instance, with the music, if you're not talking about a whole bunch of raunchy stuff,
right,
even
It doesn't
R&B
sell.
is,
Yeah.
right,
diluted, very, like, where's the love
absolutely,
song? Look, we just had this
right,
conversation, love.
yeah,
Look, I said something to her about love
yeah,
songs, so she said, well, where's that
right,
at?
right.
I mean, I want to hear some, but this is why Bruno Mars is
I love
doing
Bruno
so
Mars.
good,
I
because
love Bruno
he
Mars.
brought back that old
That
school
love,
feel,
yeah,
sultry
And talking about
love.
yeah.
something worthwhile rather than,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see, that's why we need more people, more believers in positions. Like, we don't need, no Christian label. We need somebody
Right.
Christ minded in a
Yep.
position to put out
right.
Right.
quality music.
Yep.
You know, that's what we need. You
Right.
know, what we don't need more Christians. We need more disciples of
I'm
Christ,
with
more
that.
people willing to go out into the different mountains, entertainment, wherever your heart is led to, wherever you're positioned in this world, you need to be bringing that Christ mindset with you. Maybe we need more policemen with Christ mindset.
Oh
We,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we need to take Christ where we go, as opposed to being like, oh, I got a Christian label, I'm gonna start putting out Christian music. No, we need a Christ-minded dude or Christ-minded woman at the head of Atlantic Records saying we're going to put out quality music.
Right.
Right.
It's kind of like you have to shift what's going on. Like, for instance, why do you have to be naked to be hot, to be
Right.
cute,
Right. Right.
And so,
Absolutely.
like, I teach my daughter, like, yeah, no, you don't have to do all that. And so
Absolutely.
she's like, oh yeah, mommy, I still look cute,
Right.
without like, literally people are wearing sheer dresses. What
Absolutely.
is happening here? And
Right.
so there's no now I'm gonna be the first to say, everybody is always want a good crop top.
Yeah.
you know, but look, even back then it was like it would be baggy jeans or a sweater, but I mean, of course, a crop top. But
Right.
but the thing is, it's still like, leave something to the imagination, and don't think you have to sell yourself to get with somebody, or
Right.
Absolutely.
yeah,
That and that's the music we need out there.
exactly.
We need that. There's some young lady that needs to hear that you don't have to expose yourself to get attention. There's some there are people out there that's loved, that need to know that they're loved. I mean, that's real. I mean,
Right.
there's some young man or young woman who needs to hear that they're not gay because somebody that they trusted raped them. Like that. That's good news. You don't.
Yeah.
People need to hear that. That's real. Just shooting and killing and murdering people ain't the only thing that's real in this world.
Right.
Right.
And I like what
It's a
you
lot of real
kind of
people going
said,
through real issues.
right?
Right.
And how you said the change in hip hop was before it was I lived that life, but now this is the other path to go, right?
Right.
And it's kind of missing that. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're stuck in this one mindset instead of, yes, you might
Absolutely.
have been in the streets before, but there's other routes for you to go. And I do think that's what's missing too as well.
It's missing, and that story needs to be told. We all came up. A lot of us came up in the hood, but not everybody made the same decision.
Exactly,
You know.
because I got girlfriends that we hung out with that a lot of them not here right now,
Yeah.
and so to say, like, that you made it out, then you
You're
need to
right.
celebrate that.
Yeah, and tell that story.
Story, right?
Tell
Exactly.
that story. I mean, it's a lot of. I mean, the black community is dealing more with mental health now. You mean to
Mhm.
tell me there ain't nobody that made it through the other side
Right.
that has a
Right.
story to tell to some young person that's
Mhm.
dealing with mental trauma?
Mhm.
Exactly.
I mean,
Mhm.
this is the music that we need to hear. These are the images. This is the kind of programming that we need to start to see.
Hmm.
I love like the Bel Air
Oh
because
Mm.
it's
yeah.
real.
Hmm.
Right.
It ain't a bunch of thugs,
Right.
Hmm.
but it's real life issues.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like killing and murdering ain't the
The
only
only
thing that's
thing.
real in this
Right.
world.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's not.
With
It
our community, right? You know,
exactly
that's how they try to highlight it. Like that's the only thing
the
that
only.
takes place in our community, and
Yes,
if it's not, we're not
Mhm.
living.
yes, we are whole beings,
Yes.
Or if
Right.
and
you're
And
they
not
even
only want
thugging,
part
you're
of
not
us.
hot.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can be actually be hot and not be thugging.
right.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
You know.
even this kind of on topic but off topic, like even if you want to talk about, the gospel being pushed, how almost every show, if you how they depict the church or the black church, is always the pastors stealing some
Yeah.
money to
Oh
it's
my
always some
I don't
goodness.
type
even
of
watch
Yes.
BT.
it's
Yeah.
always some type of
They put it
controversy.
on
But even
BET.
how we depict the church should be, especially nowadays, especially the churches are starting to contemporize and things like that, and just showing depicting the church and how the church actually is, and
Accepting.
would be great too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
and
and even with, what again, I keep bringing it back to Power 52, but I always did. But I want, the vision for Power 52. We don't do stuff that, like we're giving a handout. No, we want to, embrace the people who we're serving, and we
yeah,
want to uplift them from the door. So you're not going to
hmm
find any case managers here.
Right.
You're going to find
right.
success development specialists. That's what you're going to
hmm
find.
Hmm.
People that's making you successful. And so, it's just all about how you approach
And
something.
that's Christ minded.
Yeah,
About edifying people.
Mhm.
exactly.
That's what we need.
And not saying that people aren't going to have blemished backgrounds,
Right.
but guess what? It's okay. And like I
Hmm
Hmm.
always say, a lot of times, like say if we're going to the jail and we're serving them, and I'll say, look, people on this side of the table, the only reason why we ain't on that side of the table with you is because we didn't get caught. So
Hmm.
it ain't no
Right.
difference, baby.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
it's just, so then
We
when
from
they
the same
understand,
place.
yeah, when they
Hmm.
understand that, then they're like, okay, cool, then
Hmm.
they're
Hmm
open.
Right. Right. So it's basically like make a righteousness profitable again, make a redemption profitable.
Yes.
Because I think because especially with like cancel culture and how that has taken over. I don't think
Yeah.
we off topic, but
I
anyway,
I know
Yeah.
this shit. You got
I
this.
feel like that has killed so many. Like if you do one thing, it never,
Oh yeah.
Oh
you
my
never, they
goodness.
never let
Yeah.
it go.
Yeah.
But I think people are redeemable. Even the worst people we think,
Absolutely.
everybody should be seen as redeemable, and let them prove that
Yeah, they can change.
hmm
Yeah. So
hmm
look, do we have any comments that we need to point out in this chat?
I like the low is a taskmaster in training.
That's why I'm what in a constant loop of the 70s, 80s, and 90s music. Maybe a sprinkle of early 2000s.
But that's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because my
Yes.
friends get on me. They say, "All you listen to slow jams and old stuff." I said, "That's because it's good stuff."
It
Yes.
is.
There was love that, and
Mhm.
we are whole human beings.
And so
You
let
know,
me ask this real quick. So when you transition, you change your life, you said I'm still going to do music. How was that new music received?
it was received really well, especially
Mm.
overseas, because again, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Nobody called. We all love Public Enemy. Nobody called
Mhm.
their music Black Nation of Islam rap
Mhm.
or hip hop.
Right.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
That we didn't call it that. It was just
Mhm.
great music. It
Right.
was timeless music, and that's
Right.
all I want to create. I don't need to put
Mhm.
because when you put that Christian in front of it or gospel in front of it,
Mhm.
it alienates a group of people that need to hear
Right.
the message that I wanna relay.
Oh,
Mhm.
You
definitely.
know, you
Mhm.
have great artists like it's is a guy named Bizzle, and then it's a
Oh yeah.
another Christian rap artist. I can't Lecrae.
Oh, I love Lecrae.
Lecrae.
Yeah,
He's dope,
he
Yeah, it's this
is.
one
but
He
it's
dude.
like
is.
his whole audience is limited when
Mhm.
when
Right.
when it's people in the world. Like, we's supposed to be the salt of the earth,
Mhm.
not the church.
Right.
And it's more the people that's in church more so listening to him than the people that need to hear it.
Right. So it's like, but what do you do different to market to those other than church folk? What do you do different?
I believe that um you got to create great music, and then there have to be people in positions who are courageous enough to say this music fits that format.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a while it was the radio, and I worked
Mhm.
in a record label, and those people, what people listen to is decided in a conference room,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sent out to their regionals, whoever, and they be like, look, this is the record, play it. I don't care if they don't like it. I need this record played.
Mm-hmm.
And we need people in positions to say
Mm.
this record is
Mm-hmm.
the record that we want pushed. I don't care if they don't like it, play it.
We gonna make them like
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens with these records. It literally, like, the people don't decide what the record is going to be.
Okay.
It's
Right.
decided in a conference room.
So tell us about what you are wanting people to get from your podcast. Um, I want to get the name right. The gospel
The
according
gospel
to
according to hip hop.
yeah. What are
Yeah.
you going to be soliciting?
Well,
Um,
what I want people to get, I want to be able to extract real life issues out of these lyrics, but be able to also extract the comparison from the Bible, because there isn't anything that happens in life that isn't in the Bible. Like, I call the Bible an instruction manual
mhm.
on life. God wrote it, he created us, so he created an instruction manual, and the Bible is it. And every situation that we come across, you can find in the Bible.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I want to be able to take these lyrics and read them just like I would read a Bible scripture, and basically compare and say, you know what, this is what Jesus was going through. This is what David was going through. And
Mhm.
we still going through the same thing to this day. And this is how you can get out of it, how they got out of
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
And so what lyrics are you going to be, I guess, dissecting or diving in, doing a deep dive into?
The first episode, I'm gonna be diving into De La Soul's Me, Myself, and I.
Mm.
How they were able to stand in who they were and say that it's just me, myself, and I.
Mhm.
And people teased them because how they dressed. People, teased them because how they rapped, and they like, you know what? I'm gonna stay me.
Mhm.
Just like Jesus, how people were. He knew who he was, and everybody was trying to tell him he wasn't that,
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
but he stood in that, and he went
Mhm.
through whatever that he had to go through to get to the end. Because his glory was through
Mhm.
all of that
Mhm.
turmoil and stuff.
And so would you say that it would be kind of like a pseudo Bible study, if you will, but you're wanting to capture the attention of other hip hop lovers, or
Yeah,
who's your target audience?
absolutely. My community, which is the hip
Mhm.
hop community, and
Okay.
yeah, and sort of like a Bible study,
Okay.
but really, yeah. And again, talking about real life issues, because people miss the practicality of the
Mhm.
Bible. We think that it's so old, but it is a
Mhm.
living word. It's a
Mhm.
living word,
Mhm.
and you can
Mhm.
live by it if you will read, not just read it, but study it. So I
Right.
Mhm.
want to help people study. We got to study to show ourselves approved, not read to
Mhm.
Mhm.
show ourselves
Right.
approved.
Right.
Exactly. So, we got much time left.
We got one thing for the fun thing.
Oh,
What's yours?
Okay, what's the fun
I
thing?
know.
What's the fun thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
So
Go ahead.
before we get out of here, you in the seat, you in the booth,
Uh-oh.
you will
Uh-oh.
be getting some hot questions, hot
Hot
seat
seat
questions.
Uh-oh.
questions.
Uh-oh.
It's
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. So over east to over west.
Over West.
Okay.
Mhm.
Finish the lyrics.
I used to like the. I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Finish the lyrics. Thinking of a master plan, cause ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand.
hands. I dig into my pocket. All the money is spent. Dig deeper. Still coming up with lint.
All
I, would,
right, okay.
I always wanted to say that in the pulpit.
Okay. The paradox of club fantasy.
Club fantasies.
Okay. Finish the lyric. I'm the king of rock. There's
There
none
is
higher.
none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To burn my kingdom, you must use fire.
No.
I won't stop rocking till I retire. No, we
Uh,
rocked up on
A chicken box or cheesesteak.
I gotta go with chicken box. Gotta get that salt, pepper, ketchup,
Okay.
hot sauce. Yeah.
All right, another. Finish the lyrics. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper, and heavy
Heavy
D.
dip in the limousine. Something on my wall. I can't remember.
Hanging pictures on my wall.
Mr. Hanging pictures on the wall. Mr.
Every-
Magic, Rap Attack, Molly Ma.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Would you rather travel 10,000 years to the past or 10,000 years to the future?
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's tough.
I would.
Yep.
Mm, I would like to. Yeah, I'd like to travel to the future because maybe I could give my legacy a little tip. A few tips on life. Not to go down the same paths that I did. Do some of the things I did.
Okay, what does Snoop Dogg have on his mind?
Snoop Dogg. What is that song?
You doing better than me. I wouldn't have got nothing.
What's that G thing? Nothing but a hand thing.
Not that one. Rolling down.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Gin and juice.
Yeah, but what does he have on his mind?
Roll up, with my mind on my money.
My money on my mind.
I gotta go do the lyrics in my head.
Okay, just two more. What year was Sugar Hill Records founded?
That had to be 81, 82, something like that. 80.
Oh,
Could have been
close.
79. I'm
Woo!
not sure.
Yeah.
79.
Good.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
All right, last
Taking all
one.
that.
Last one. Where is Moni?
In the middle.
All right, there we go. There we go.
In the middle.
All right.
Native
That's
tongue. You ain't
right.
gonna get me on the native tongue. That's my crew. Tribe
That's
Called
so
Quest,
good.
De La Soul. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
All right,
Queen
love.
Latifah, Mommy
So
Love.
tell people, I know I talked about Power 52 a lot tonight, but tell people about Power 52, what we do and how they can get involved.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a quick version. But we do own and operate a private career school where we train individuals for 16 weeks. Right now, it is hybrid. That means 80% from your home. Okay, 80%. Just log in, and 20% in person. You'll get credentials. You'll be provided with wraparound services. And the best thing of it all, we have employer partners and we help with job placement assistance. So go to our website, power52.org/training and enroll so PJ can call you and we get you into our next cohort, which will start July 17th. So go ahead and enroll if you want to see how the program works, because it works and we change lives. Go to our YouTube channel, which you're supposed to be going to anyway, and check out our Testimonial Tuesdays.
Subscribe while you're there.
See all of that. So not only do we do training, we always are in the community making a difference. And so speaking of that, we have a community sweep cleanup coming up on Earth Day. April 22nd. That's a Saturday. You guys got about 2 weeks to sign up. Please go scan the QR code, click the link in the comments, and go sign up
to volunteer.
Yeah. You're not doing
Mhm.
nothing.
Let's do
It's
it.
Saturday. You're not doing
Yes, and
nothing.
it's Earth
And you-
Day. How are you celebrating?
Exactly.
It's Earth
And you
Day.
may get a little something to eat
Yeah,
too.
we will
or,
feed
we
you.
gonna feed you, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
you'll
gonna
get
be
some
a good
music.
time.
You'll have
Right.
music.
Exactly. We're gonna
We'll
have a
be
DJ. You know,
dancing.
Power
Okay.
52 don't do nothing dead. It's gonna be a DJ there. Get a little
Exactly.
something to snack on. You know.
And
Right.
save the planet.
And so while you're at it and you're clicking and you're scanning, get y'all, we have a golf tournament coming up. Okay, you need to be there. You don't want to miss it. Go scan the QR code. Click the link in the bio. Tickets are going to sell out very quickly, so please go there. But here's the thing: let's just say you don't go. Okay, you can always donate. Donate money. We accept that.
Sponsor
But
a whole.
sponsor a whole. You can find all of that on our link there. But you can also always shop our swag. So
Yes.
make sure you go to our website, power52.org/shop. You see all our t-shirts, our scullies, our, oh my goodness, what do we,
Hoodies.
yeah,
Mugs.
we have
Yeah.
so much.
Mugs. Yeah,
Yes.
all that.
Mhm.
Yes. So just go there.
And we are going to be coming out with some new designs too soon.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah. So donate, guys.
donate. So I guess wait a minute, we talk about live on the green. Okay, let's take our photos.
Okay. Somebody got to count. All right, one. So this is how it's
Oh
going to
yeah,
go.
so act like
You're
you in the
gonna
booth.
pose 4 different times. I'm gonna count to 3, pose and hold it for a second or 2. All right. 1, 2, 3, pose. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, pose. 1, 2, 3, pose. All right. I think that was 4.
All right.
Okay, that was 4. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As usual, we love to see you. But remember, life is short, so remember to forgive quickly, love truly, and kiss the community with your gifts.